What's up, everybody? It's your host, David Olomokoro, mostly known as Connor, and I'm here today with.
The one and only Chriso Jr.
You
Also
must
in
say
the
proper,
building. People,
proper.
you guys get me 99.9%. The only brothers in the hype man is in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love
Yeah.
that energy. Love
It's
to have
nice
you today, bro. I want to get at that. I don't
Please,
know.
you
I don't really
guys
know.
already know me. I'm the big madam of this
Yes,
thing.
sir.
So
What's your name, man?
Adalia.
Okay.
My name's Adalia.
Are you a missus? Do you have a man?
Unfortunately,
Asking for
you
myself.
know-
So, Chris,
Yeah, man.
nice to have you today.
Amazing.
This is the first millennial we have had on our
In a long-
show.
Wow.
We are honored, Uncle,
Ever.
for it to have you.
Look out, man.
God bless, Uncle.
I swear,
He doesn't
I've
look
always
like a
been told
millennial.
that I look young,
Yes,
younger
Yeah,
than my
you look
age.
way
So
younger.
I think I'm aging backwards.
yes,
But
sir.
it's cool.
That's the way
You're
now.
growing younger.
Yeah, I am.
How young are you?
I think now I tell people I'm 19 forever. So I
That's
just
okay. That's
yeah,
okay.
I just stay.
As far as you're legal.
right.
So what's up?
Yeah, it's good to be here. First off, when I heard about everything, I was just gassed at 1st. But as usual, I heard I should bring the awesomeness to the stage, so I'm bringing it here. And as a millennial, I know I'm going to be hurt by some things you're going to say.
Definitely. I have to throw jabs at you.
Definitely, because I'm a millennial without beards, and he's already in the
Bro.
big gang.
It's okay. There's no need. Just take it off. That's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. I don't like to show
So
myself.
it's painful. But, definitely we have questions to ask. For example, how you guys are so smart, especially the GenZs in general. And we also have things to talk about when it comes to like your mental stability, your mental reliance. But more likely, we'd like to talk about how you guys have been able to like evolve over time.
Yeah.
Gen Zs are literally taking over the entire space. And it's shocking to me. It's shocking to everybody. But personally, I want to know, first off, just before we start, how are you people doing it? How are you people just taking over every single thing? Because millennials who've done it have not been able to stay up there. But you guys have been like changing the whole thing.
I would say, time.
Yeah,
The only thing constant is change. So
definitely.
I feel like every time the most recent generation always feels like it's them or nothing.
Yeah,
No time passes and then another a child is born and a few
Yeah.
years down the line another generation has taken over. So I feel like
True.
yes, it's a combination of many other things. We have more technology than any of you guys ever had.
yeah, no cap.
So we get a lot more done easier.
Yeah,
So at the same time, because we now get things done easier, the mental resilience is not properly built like previous generations.
yeah,
So yes, we are doing a lot of stuff. We are out there taking over the world. We know the air world. We do things. Hence the
Yeah.
term
Coconut
head.
Exactly.
get it.
But is the coconut really strong? Now coconut we pay for tree. Now ain't go
Sorry.
strong. Nobody want we soft.
No cap, no cap, no cap.
So I don't know how it be. I don't have anything to tell me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say that because of the way the world is evolving, there are much more opportunities for us.
True.
Especially
True.
when it comes to technology,
Yeah.
social media, and all of
You
that.
guys are
So-
the ones in tech.
Exactly. Like most
Tech
Gen
bros,
Zs are
message
making
me.
use of any
Tech
little thing.
beeves.
Excuse
Starting
you.
my DM.
Excuse you.
Sorry.
Most Gen Zers, we're making use of almost everything that is put in our laps.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to be an influencer now.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to be, a content creator and all
Yeah.
of that. And it's working out. It's working out well.
true. Like we're creating content right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
But
get
we're
me.
also trying to survive, Sha. So
yeah, the money is very, very important.
very important.
Your favorite podcast platform needs us.
Definitely.
Exactly.
And we need you. Talking about needing you, we need you guys to now hit the likes, the notifications, so you get notified when we upload another video. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. You know what?
Rate us 5 stars. Whether
Do it
you
right
like
now.
us,
Yeah.
whether
Do
you
it right
don't
now.
like
Just
us.
do it. Just do it.
the
For my
play.
face alone, self, you should.
As in, let's see fine girl.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm the finest on set, but man just give up.
All right, so let's take a quick break. Yeah, we'll come back with our topic that we'll be discussing majorly today. You don't want to miss any of those. Stay tuned. Yeah, my people, you're welcome back. Awesomeness is still in the building, as you can see. And I have my very good people here with me.
Yes, sir.
My brother,
David.
a lovely lady.
Olomokoro.
Adalia.
She's taking over, definitely. All right, so people, now we're going to give you the topic real quick, real hot. Now, it is said, according to a very wise man, that the pressure is getting worse.
And
It's getting worse
And-
and worse.
very important.
And I asked you guys earlier before I went on the break how Gen Zs are taking over. And I know that taking over takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of bravery. It takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of sacrifice. But at the same time, does it apply pressure on you guys? Because now there are terms where you hear things like, oh, you're 19 and you're not done with school? You mean you're a YouTuber, you don't have an endorsement? Oh my God. And all of that. And if it's for the guys, we all know what the pressure is the cash. Bro, why aren't you counting the cash? Where's your Jordans? Why are you using an Android? You know, there's so much pressure. How is the pressure like for Gen Zs now? Given the sense that you guys now you have the water at your fingertips, but you also have to take over at the same time.
In my opinion, I feel like the pressure is as worser as it has ever been.
It's worstest.
I mean, you don't need good test because then now the person with your house now go pressure you.
Yeah, my mom.
Now the neighbor where you see we buy new car, now they pressure you.
Yeah, Uncle Joe.
Nah, the person where you see for church. But now you day your house, person for America they press your neck.
Definitely.
For your phone.
Yeah.
You open IG, person where you don't even know. Like so you have no idea. The guy is just pressing your neck. And then you look and then the thing begins to affect your mood. So it's not just pressure around. It's not just peer pressure, immediate.
There's external pressure.
Exactly. Our environment is global now.
Holy Ghost.
So the pressure is coming from everywhere in the world. This is doing that. And we forget that what we see on the screen are highlights.
Fake life.
Exactly.
The whole world would only put the best of the best on their screens.
True.
You won't watch an American movie or someone on social media will be saying, oh, this is where we the crack addicts live. This is, you know, so it's the best, the highlights. And what you're comparing yourself to is the best of the best.
Yeah.
So is that really fair?
No.
When you see you're in your life, you know all the bloopers, you know all the mistakes. So the pressure is on a different level.
Okay.
How are we handling it? As you can see, we tend to be more mentally or self-aware
now
than previous.
You sure? You sure?
Than previous generations. That was statistics.
Yeah.
That Gen Zs are more likely to ask for help. They're more likely to admit and share mental health
what they're
problems
going through.
with other people.
True.
So I feel it's a double-edged sword.
So you guys are not dealing with it right. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, you see, there's no politically correct answer.
All right, you know what? Let's ask the lady now.
I would say that the pressure in this generation is way worse because the older generations, they didn't really have so much to compare to be honest, because social media wasn't a thing. Let me finish. In Gen Z, like social media is a huge part of our lives now.
True.
That's with almost every swipe, there's somebody or something that you have to compare yourself to.
Yeah.
You're seeing an influencer say, like, I wish my life was like this. Or this one is traveling at the age of 19 and maybe a 22-year-old is looking at herself and she's like, what am I still doing with my life?
Yeah.
Like you're putting yourself under unnecessary pressure because you don't even know what these people are doing to get their money. Do you understand? Like we are so obsessed with the material things of life and what we see that other people have that we tend to let that, control our actions.
Very true.
Exactly. So, and then we are putting unnecessary pressure on ourselves saying, I need to make money now. I need to do this now. And we forget to now focus on ourselves and what we actually want and what we want to do with our lives and just take our time with the things that we're actually doing. Instead of saying, oh, this babe, this one, she's going to Maldives, she's going to Greece at the age of 18. Where am I? Like there's so many influencers that you look at and you're like, I wish my life was like that.
Okay.
Down to everything.
All right. So I'm going to take a few points on what you said, also from what you said, man. So this is the thing, you guys, in everything you've said, I've seen that you guys have this image complex because Gen Zs are prone to look at people online and tend to trade their life after them or immortalize or practically just live like those people.
Yeah.
That is where the pressure comes from, mostly. Apart from every other perspective. But for millennials, the internet was just one way to get pressure. Pressure starts from the day you are born, to be very honest. So when you say you guys had more pressure, I don't want to agree and I don't want to disagree, to be fair, because I cannot put myself in your shoes. I can only tell you what I went through and you give me your own perspective of it. Now, something that was, to me, just a normal way of life could be a traumatic experience for someone in a Gen Z generation. For millennials, from the day you are born, lawyer, doctor, or engineer. Now, if you're not doing any of these ones, you're already disappointmental, but let's see what you now want to bring to the table. If it's something that we can now appoint, you now say, okay, daddy, I want to be an accountant.
Okay.
You know?
More manage
Look,
you.
you get.
I thought I thought I mean.
So your father will start preparing in his mind that this one will become middle class. He's not looking at you as the one that will carry his family name again.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be a doctor, engineer, or a lawyer. Now, that alone is pressure in itself. And we have to live through this pressure without the internet, like your daily life. You see one uncle that come, hey, what of Chris now? He say he want to do YouTube. Our Yahoo boys. That's what the internet is where he wants to dwell. This generation. And we live like that years and years and years and years and years. And this alone, like you stated earlier, also affects you mentally, because now you guys are open to talk about things like, you be like, my parents are putting me under pressure. I don't have to live for you. I'm living for myself. Millennials don't necessarily live for themselves.
Yeah,
I'm living for my parents till today. I know that you are the first child. If you do anyhow, you will see anyhow. And my mother would even tell me that time that if you do anyhow and they arrest you or you die, I'll born another child and nothing will happen. But I don't think Gen Zs care about that.
I feel we do, but the thing is, globalization played a role in us easing out. Because it's like, you grew up watching on TV.
So TV has influenced you.
It's going to, all these things have influenced society as a whole, not just this generation.
True.
But imagine you grow up watching on TV. The rebellious kid was always the good kid. The kid that
there's always a rebellious kid story.
Or even Nigerian movies that were coming out at the time we were growing up, it's always the prince that was the son of the Igwe and said he wants to do Igwe ship again. He wants to live his own life. So there was that whole era in entertainment encouraging. I don't want to call this encouraging rebellion, but
it was driving towards it. Yeah.
So you have a whole generation growing up watching this.
So Gen Zs are rebellious.
Relatively, coconut heads.
We actually are.
I was talking about this off cam, yeah. Just to note, we were talking about this, and where we talk about the definition for coconut head, and I said coconut head is not necessarily stubborn, but it's just, I know the hear word. It's like you tell somebody, don't hit that glass cup. If you hit it, it will break.
Let me see for myself.
A Gen Z will actually hit it.
Let me have to see
for
myself.
This thing break, mommy. I'm sorry. I say you should not hit it. Why did you? And next thing, buzz. But millennials, my mother just have to tell me that glass. She don't even have to tell me. Her eye.
No, the hand is too much.
I said it. Just the eye.
I swear. There's a way she will look at you.
Just the eye alone.
So,
you will just by yourself.
But you
if
can
I hit
still
this thing,
challenge
even if
your
you're not
parents.
looking at it, the eye will tap. As in, you go look, something is on me.
you understand? You know.
You not see it. You not say,
It's like a laser beam.
Bam.
You know. You just
You
look
don't know that,
mommy.
boss.
Just
Yeah.
relax.
So why are Gen Zs this audacious, so to say, with both their drives? Because this is not just in, let's say, attitudes. This is also like in their careers. Gen Zs have been able to take up roles that will take someone years to study in school. You'll see someone who will tell you that, no, I learned it off YouTube. I have a cousin who literally, everything he learns is off code. And now you hear him saying things like he wants to develop games and stuff like that.
Yes, of course.
You know,
I studied computer science, but I can tell you most of the things I learned were off YouTube.
and you're just naturally audacious.
Why? That's where I feel like globalization also plays a role in that. When you see people doing things, it's not like who you're looking up to is not your uncle that spent 30 years in civil service and retired and has one house in the village.
Yeah.
You're seeing my mates are doing incredible things.
So your
There's
mates
more
are your
to
major
your-
competitors. It's not even
not
about
necessarily-
making
it's
the family proud. It's about how am I going to catch up with my mates and meet up with them.
Not just your mates, is availability of opportunities. Many times then, if your dad didn't show you something on newspaper, when you were reading newspaper, you read about a scholarship or some job offer, you didn't know. But now you can go online, you see an ad of something. Well, I think I can do this. Okay, let me look at the tutorial. So more opportunity out there, different things that we're exposed to. Not
Okay,
just the
what about the Gen Zs that are not necessarily exposed to stuff? Like they are Gen Zs who we all know are just internet dwellers. All they do is stay online, literally bant, retweet, like, comment, but they are not necessarily pushing anything for themselves individually. Before we go on a break, I really want to know your point of view. What do you think for those? Now, are those ones under pressure, or they're not necessarily under pressure, and that's why they are just staying? I don't want to use the word dormant because dormant is not a very good word for a living thing, but they're just being.
Yeah, I feel like they can't really be bothered. Like they're so engrossed with everybody else's life.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
even when they see things that should motivate them or things that
Yeah.
should get them up and going, they'll rather just, stay on their phones and watch everybody else
Is that not a problem?
It's a huge
Of
problem.
course.
It's a very huge
Definitely.
problem. It's a very huge problem because your life is wasting away while
Yeah.
you're watching other people live theirs.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Your
Definitely.
mates are making money. Like, oh yes, this girl is slaying.
Yeah.
This guy is.
And they just go pew,
He's
pew,
getting big. Go. See
Next
this one.
post.
So what are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
doing with your own life?
With your own life.
Then time passes away, and you're like, how did I even get here? Why don't I have anything going for myself?
True,
Do you
true.
understand?
I think that's a major fear for millennials. We don't want to be that person because
Yeah.
if you're the one, you become the lazy goat of the house, or you
Precisely.
become the one that wants to bring the family shame.
Ma plan, ma make up.
Anyways, yeah, guys, you know what? It's really been amazing so far. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a breather because we need to catch our breaths. And by the time we come back, trust me, we're still talking about the pressure and how it's getting worse.
Yes,
We don't miss any
sir.
of those.
Yes, sir.
Awesomeness is in the building. We'll be right back. All right, people, you're welcome back. It's still Awesomeness here on your favorite channel. And you know how it is. It's coconut head, so we know the here word. And as you know, I have these beautiful people with me, the most amazing set of people that I would ever need. Before I went on the break, though, we were talking about the pressure getting worse. And right now, I'm going to put you guys under more pressure. Ask me how.
How?
Do you guys feel, this is a very straightforward question.
But
Do you guys feel
in case
that
Here's the question,
the
don't go
generation
well with
before you, which is the millennials, is a failed generation?
Wow, that's a
I'm
good
putting you guys
question.
on the direct spotlight because I'm sure you have other ones.
they want me to
Hey,
shoot
wait.
You
bullets.
have other ones. You have friends that are elder ones.
You're lucky for me, my
Eh.
other one is dead.
But you have an elder one that is paying you. Then you have a bone. Do you feel the millennials are a failed generation? Because to be fair, in your defense, you guys have really stood up to a lot of things. We've seen the NSAS protest, especially in Nigeria. We've seen the NSAS protest in your generation. We've seen the emergence of young artists who are breaking Spotify, breaking every platform, so to say, musically. When it comes to Rema, so many of them. I don't even want to call names. But do you feel that the millennials have, to some extent, failed as a generation?
To be honest, I feel like they have because I feel
Ouch.
My brother,
Director,
Like, you
no,
don't
Calm
go
down.
pay you again.
calm down.
Director,
now,
go
wait.
beat you.
This table you are shaking so.
wait first now.
Director, go
In-
beat
Let's
you.
argue our point. Let's argue our point.
in
Farabale.
some contexts, let's say with the way the country is now,
Yeah.
I would say that we're the ones who are suffering it with the way things are going. Like they don't fight for things like we do. Do you understand? For like now, Generation Z is more outspoken. We challenge things more.
More involved as well.
Yeah, we're more involved. But for millennials, I feel like in some way you guys just took what was given to you. You know, I can't say for a fact
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
But to some extent, we did.
exactly
I
like you
took some
just
punches
took what
I
was
didn't
given
like.
to you. You didn't fight like the way we do here.
Yeah.
So now that things are way worse, we're the ones who are trying our best to stand up for
To fix it.
ourselves and for everything surrounding us. We're speaking more. We're more open. Even some on things that don't make sense, but
Yeah.
anyways,
True.
exactly, because some things that we're all speaking about, so, they make sense.
So if I'm to put it on a scale and tell you that, okay, the generation before millennials or the generation before millennials, if they were the ones who failed us, do you think there's a prospect that possibly millennials did not fail, they're just victim of circumstance?
That's exactly what I was coming
Yeah.
into. I said
Yeah.
it's going to be very hard to throw them to the extreme and say failures.
Exactly.
So like they were in a very uncomfortable in between. The world was just getting stable again.
Yeah.
The
We're
world
also
is
entering
getting-
into the computer era.
Exactly.
To be fair.
They were thrown into a transient time. There's not much millennials can say, okay, this is ours. This was our time. Like there were many things that were fleeting and passing.
In the space of
world
our time, yeah.
was transitioning.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to get lost in the sauce. If Rema was born a few years ago, he probably might not have made it.
Yeah.
There were different factors at play. You can't just sing something and video yourself. You will not reach. You will not pass your streets.
And a millennial actually, I'm very sure a millennial actually saw him online.
Exactly.
to
They may
bring
have
him
been
out.
very talented
Yeah.
people, but they never got where they were supposed to go because those opportunities
Were
were
not
limited.
valuable.
People will say, "Oh, they were also born in the technological advancement in
Yeah.
the 2000s. The advancement right now."
I
We're
remember,
way
yeah,
different.
to be fair, just off what you said, I remember in school, there was a time when we had a computer lab, and all we did every time we went to the computer lab as practicals was there was this program where there's a bed running and you have to type the letter that comes up just to hasten the way you type. And you get that game.
I know.
That game and Chicken Invaders. That was only fun we had on computers or on PCs. But the Gen Zs we see today, before school, this is my first time holding a computer. I was in school. But Gen Zs have already started operating most of these things from home, way before school. You get? So I also want to put it to you guys that apart from the fact that you guys have the opportunity of the internet and the world at your fingertips, you've also been able to grab it as it is. So do you feel that there's now pressure on you guys to possibly now go up and change the narrative, change the world, change the politics, change the diverse way that we look at different things? Because now you see a Gen Z telling you that, Mom, you need to listen. I cannot tell my mother she need to listen. Mama Junior will not listen. No.
Funny how I can.
Oh, you still can't tell your mom
I
to
can't.
listen?
No, I can.
You can?
I swear.
You can tell your mom to
Before
listen?
I couldn't, but now I can. I
Wow.
swear.
You're older now.
Yeah, I
kind
think it's
of.
because
when
I'm
you
older,
start
like,
seeing-
before-
This is a mystery to me.
in your 20s, you can have mature. Me, I can't do. Mommy,
No, I'm like my mom's mom sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. So do you think that alone is putting you guys under pressure to, let's say, you know what, let's try changing this thing. Let's try making it a more open society. Let's make it a more new society, so to say. And possibly changing politics. Do you feel Gen Zs could actually take up into politics? We have 40-year-olds now in politics.
Yeah.
But 40-year-olds are not Gen Zs.
Yeah, you
No,
guys.
they are not.
Are
I
they
swear.
you guys?
Wow.
Are they millennials?
You have to throw shades.
I don't
Of
think
course,
so.
you have to throw them to the curb.
I don't
But-
think 40 years
Push
are
them.
millennials.
Do you feel Gen Zs
Namibia.
could get into, because you guys are already taking over the entertainment scene, taking over the movie scenes, taking over the technological scene, taking over agricultural scenes. Recently, I saw a lot of young people going to agriculture, and I was so engrossed in the way they are thinking ahead with AIs and stuff. Do you think you possibly do that in politics as well and governance?
I feel many of the people who were leaders in your time in different spheres of life were people who were exposed, people who were well educated and well traveled. But now that the world is on your fingertips, you can see what's popping elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then originality or creativity has 1,000 influences. It now depends on the
So we're going to
individual
have creative
and
presidents.
So it's now how I hone these influences I'm getting from everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what now makes my creative identity. So the same thing applies to us as a generation. We are able to get into stuff like political activism. We are way more socially conscious. Why? That exposure is there to know that there can be a better system.
Yeah.
Something can be done, and this is what I can do.
Do you think it'll be easy though?
Yeah.
Because I feel like with
Because even millennials can't make it into government.
Yes,
we are
because
literally
with the
fighting
politicians
for
we
not too
have
young
right
to
now,
vote, not too young
In
to
they
vote.
would not make it easy.
In
No, I'm talking about in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, it
Nigeria.
choke because
They won't make it easy.
the people who are there, some of them are not even our parents' mates. They're
Yeah.
just
I swear.
My uncle was singing Ojikalu was Senate's then when he was in primary school, and they told him he was leader up tomorrow. Why he was president then? Uncle has given up to 5 kids. He's
And those men are still
growing
They're
old,
still there.
and these leaders are still their leaders in his own tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what will happen in our own tomorrow? Would the millennials want to step up and say, okay, we didn't get our time, now is our
Now
time?
is our time.
Exactly. That's
Emilio
if they're
Kong.
willing to even give it up in the
Emilio-
first place.
Emilio
It's
Kong.
going to be really hard for even millennials to take over in politics.
Yeah,
It's going
yeah.
to be very hard.
Nigeria is. I don't want to start talking.
So do you possibly see Gen Zs going into politics?
Definitely.
Very possible, yeah.
My coach rep just got into the House of Reps. Congrats to Yankee.
Yeah.
My coach rep from when I was in uni.
That's-
my undergrad.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I wish him luck, Sha.
I wish him the best of luck.
Well, I feel like that was shade.
I am not going
That
to
was
say anything.
definitely shade.
I don't want to put that into
Let's,
let's just leave it as it is.
Exactly.
All right, so talking more about the pressure getting worse. Let's move away from the pressure of governance, entertainment, and all of this. Let's move into the pressure of marriage and starting up a family.
Oh,
Why
Jesus.
is it that now we have the highest number of both divorcees, highest number of breakups and breakfasts, highest numbers of jackpass, and highest
I
numbers
need to
of
answer this first.
non-marrying? I don't know where
I
I
need
am.
to-
Confusion
I need to answer this
based
first.
on
Let me
marital
have my
status
time.
and gender. What's
when
happening?
will you
See,
marry?
I
See,
said,
my
let me
mother
know.
has already started asking me when I'll bring husband
Your
at
mom?
my small age.
No age is
So-
small, though.
The
My
millennials
mom
are
actually had me
marrying-
at 19.
See, my own is that in this generation, I
Yeah.
feel like the reason why there's so many failed marriages and relationships is because people now see relationship as a joke or some kind of flex.
To wear pajamas and TikTok.
Like you're so focused on the image or what
Yeah.
they show everybody else
Yeah,
and what they
yeah,
portray than what actually matters. Nobody looks for substance anymore.
That's the
Is
problem with internet.
a man that will provide for me and give me money and buy me wigs and buy me iPhone 14.
Yeah.
Then for the men is a woman that looks good and
Yeah.
she can take care of me, cook for me, and she has to be curvy and whatever.
Bunda.
And that's all that
Okay.
matters.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You can have all these things,
Bunda.
but when there's no substance,
Yeah.
it's not going to last.
Very true.
See this one.
He's a problem to us.
It's a huge
I see
problem.
my tell them
And
secrets. One of
it's
the
something I take
recent
personally
of mine.
because when
Yeah.
I go online and I see, I am having somebody else's money sweet, saying or making jokes about cheating or
Yeah.
making jokes about how
Like how they normalize it.
Ju-
especially in this
yes,
present
like all these things
generation.
are being normalized now.
Yeah.
That
It's sad.
I won't lie. Up to today, I'm even saying now at this point that you know what, it can't be avoided.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Nobody wants to put in the effort anymore. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to work for it. They think love is some sort of feeling that
Yeah.
once you marry, have your big ass Bella Ninja wedding,
Yeah.
you're good to go. You're going to live happily ever after.
I feel Gen Zs love the millennial type of love.
Yeah,
I stand
Also-
corrected.
They love the idea of it.
exactly.
No, I
not
think Gen Zs
not
love the millennial type of love. They don't actually like their type of love. Meeting online, we get to meet the next day, and then the next thing is telling you send pics or send nude pics or
I
let's meet.
swear.
They
all-
love the idea
Gen
of
Zs
your
hate
love, but
their
they're
top-
not,
their type of love.
They're not willing
They're
to-
not willing to put in
the
They love
effort.
old
work.
school love.
We live in a time where before we used to live life to put on social media. Now we live social media and put it on live.
Yeah.
So
Can't tell the
we
difference.
live. That's why everyone is looking for the image. Let's wear matching
This
pajamas.
is
Let's-
something I need to write down. Who get viral?
You
live life.
Jot
You
things
leave,
down.
you leave social media
when I speak.
and then you go on live, eh?
Exactly.
Like,
Like you can't
We
even.
used to live live
Yeah.
to put on social media.
Yeah.
But
Now we're
now-
living social media to put,
To
on,
put
live.
on live. That is deep.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing. So that's why the image matters. Everything matters. Just how it looks. I don't care about the substance. I don't care about
Like-
who you are. I don't care even
And other people's
sportsmen.
perception of
We
us
don't
too.
get to see the story of this sportsman. You don't get to see how he developed.
Yeah.
People are not going to the Olympics 2, 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
They're going to give you highlights video. Nike is going to sponsor them.
Yeah.
Next year they're going to be.
We want the glory, but we don't want the days in the gym.
Exactly. So when that work is not put in, you're not tested, and if you're not tested, you're not resilient.
So why do Gen Zs not put in that work? Why is it that you guys are under less pressure to put in work?
Because
Or-
everything is about vibes to them now. Like, let's just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Then once one little problem comes in, they run away.
Yeah.
Like, is this you? Like, if you deceive yourself to the point that you think relationships are all about, rainbows and
Yeah.
what you can get out of it, then
Yeah.
you're sorely mistaken.
Which
And
is very true.
do you understand? You don't love that person in the first place.
Yeah.
You love what they give to you. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
If I say fleeting, feeling to always pass.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But when things get rough, like if you're not willing to put in the work and make it work and pass that phase where things are hard, then
Yeah.
you shouldn't even be in a relationship in the first place.
Very,
I
very
think
true.
firstly, it's not just about the amount of love you have for the other person. Do you like the ideology of relationship?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as someone who wants that companionship for your life?
Exactly.
During
That
the
for
road?
life is
Yeah,
very scary for
very-
a Gen Z person.
Exactly.
Or a Gen Z generation.
Like, how can I be tied down to one,
one person for life? Eh?
Why is that? Options.
Libo.
Options.
Yes. And
Um,
someone said this, yeah,
Nini
on the
is not
internet.
picking my call.
Someone-
How I will pick it.
Sorry to cut you short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Someone said on the internet that now he read in a book where it said the richest king ever in the history of the world has less access to naked women compared to a 16-year-old right now with the internet.
Precisely.
Exactly.
Because a 16-year-old with the internet can see more naked women than the richest king ever in the world.
Exactly.
And that is
I mean, if one doesn't
stunning.
answer you, another one
So
you.
imagine the mental wiring and how his brain is short-circuited from a
Yeah.
young age. So you grow up to see many boys don't even see women as people. They see them as objects.
Yeah, that can be
of
replaced.
desire.
Yeah.
So when this babe is talking, boy, BC, what's it so? They come.
Fashion.
BC no answer. Dolani, what's it, Bob? How far?
Sure.
You know what I'm trying to say. So
It's very
because
sad.
of those, yeah,
Lord,
this
no.
dance kills me all the time.
For never ever. One of my sisters, Gen Z, if you catch Hey, kill
Yeah,
him.
younger sister, let me know, man. That's how
I'm not letting you know. Let you know what. Mba. Hey.
that's how you said compass.
But jokes apart. Jokes
Yes,
apart.
sir.
Now, as a millennial, we also have issues with like commitment. But I think we're open to marriages compared to that. Like recently, I think someone put up a stat where he said from 2010, and this is the time when millennials have, passed their teenagehood. From 2010 upwards, they've seen more millennials get married. Is this by any way putting pressure on that Gen Zs to get married as well?
Not necessarily.
That's in my opinion, anyway.
No.
Maybe some people, yes,
Yeah.
when they see the whole extravagant weddings online and they're like, God, when this type of wedding I
Yeah.
want.
There's always a God when
Exactly. Then when you finally meet a rich man
Yeah.
that can give you that, you're like, oh, why not? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Forgetting the actual reality of marriage
Bro.
and what it entails. Do you
Something
understand?
really give
They
you
just want they just want to have the
Yeah.
nicest
That's why
dresses.
no come back.
I
Just
swear.
be good.
Bro, like
That's
they just
crazy.
want to have the nicest dresses. They want to end up online as one of the biggest weddings.
Yeah.
They want to have a big cake. Then after that, what next?
Yeah.
You're-
What's the next step?
Do you understand?
Most of them don't have that
You're
plan.
putting
Wedding,
your
no
life
marriage.
into everybody else's hand. Do you
That's it.
understand?
Yeah.
Because you want to impress people.
Yeah.
That so
You want to
yeah.
wear a gown and
Do you
snap
understand? Like
Bro.
to them, it's all vibes
For
and
social
just
media.
for social
bro.
media.
People
That's
that do
wild.
not care about you and are
That-
living their
that's
own
wild.
lives.
All right, guys. All right, guys. It's been amazing so far. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Yes, sir.
But as usual, we're running out of time. So definitely we're going to have to do this again. And then the next time, the pressure is going to be way worse. Because I'm very sure more things are coming up. We're going to be talking AIs, the developments, and how people have decided to change both their ideologies. And it's going to be deep. So definitely it's going to be a part 2. If you want to stay tuned for that, we'll be talking more on how people have evolved, especially the Gen Zs, and how the pressure is getting worse. It's been awesome with you guys here on the show. You know how you do it. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, post notification bell. Make sure that you are informed when we upload another video.
Shush.
Awesomeness is signing out as usual, but I can't leave without telling my crew. You guys sign out. don't you?
First off, I'm used to signing out, and I feel disenfranchised
No, you are not.
that I didn't get to sign out.
I'm
But it's
awesome.
okay. They say we don't used to respect our. So
Elders.
me, you know, feel like you understand.
Let's allow him have it.
Right, guys.
I feel old.
Bye
I
guys.
feel old.
Uncle Creeks.
All right, yeah. You know how we do it. Until we see you guys again next time. Bye for now. Peace, yeah. Ooh.